All right, good morning. Beautiful spring day. I believe it's the 6th of April today. And you might have seen the Fiat 2300 Coupe in the background in some videos. And I thought, oh, I'm going to pull it out of the garage and do a little walk around. Here's my assistant, Felix. He's come all the way from Sweden to pull this car out of the garage. And yeah, we'll see how it looks. And this is, of course, where it resides, in here, and it's in its little air bubble to prevent it from deteriorating anymore. There she is, out of her cocoon there. What a beauty. What do you think, Felix?
This is a very nice car and can be a beauty.
It can be a beauty, that's right. So this came out as a show car in, I think it's 1960, and had so much attention on the stand that they decided to put it into production. At the time, Fiat was the biggest car manufacturer in Italy and one of the biggest in the world, and they were fed up of being laughed at, so they said, okay, well, we're going to make a luxury coupe, and this is the result. So the biggest job, I think, on this car is going to be rust. It's had, I do believe it's had an accident in the left-right corner. I guess it looks a little bit, you know, somebody's been doing something here. So it'd be nice to get this tidied up, but it's solid, which is important. I think the entire lower valance around here will probably have to be taken out and make a new one from about this height and around. We'll see. Start taking that apart, but you can see that's had a couple of repairs. It's had a good deal of filler, bit of old cement in the back here. Had to take the bumpers off, unfortunately damaged a bit of the metal, but that's the original metal underneath there, and you can see it's had the same color. So while it was painted this yellow, it also had a bump and was filled in, touched up. But yeah, there's plenty of work to be done. The lower area here is pretty much shagged, to say it mildly. We also have here, we got your mandatory rust. It's gone through on the inside here. This and separation here, but from at least this section all up here is all reasonably solid. This will have to come out, be replaced, both the inner and outer. That's just about, yeah, no, that's done. But from here and inwards, it seems remarkably solid. Underneath, it's really good. The doors will have to come off, be reskinned. I don't know if we can get away from reskinning from here and down. I'll have to talk to a bodyworks guy, and he'll give me the opinion of that, or we might have to do from the top, because we do also have a little bit of stuff going on here, but we'll see. But the doors, they shut beautifully, so there's no issues there. It's more a question of having it repaired. It's also fairly solid on the inside. There is a little bit of rust. I'll need to scrape off the paint and see what's underneath, see how bad it is, but there's work to be done. The good thing is the floor of the car is amazingly solid. I've already taken the carpet out because I wanted to see what's going on. You can see you even have all your drainage holes here in good condition. You can see around the pedals, everything. This is usually where they go. That's all super solid, so that's very good. So the flooring here would be from the 2300 sedan, and that's what's survived pretty well. There's a lock, the key lock, steering wheel lock that goes in here. I do have the I do have that inside. I've gotten a new cylinder for that, so that's currently being fitted. So we'll have this car connected up again, and then we'll look if we can get it started. Dash pad has come off because that had completely disintegrated and died. Sometime in the 70s, I bet, or late 60s, I had this black vinyl put over the original blue interior. It had originally blue mohair interior. That's definitely probably what it's going to go back to. I don't know if I'm going to do leather or mohair, we'll see. The original color would have been white. If you look at the ochre yellow now, it's I think it's a pretty cool color on this car. My wife really likes it, so we'll see. Maybe we'll go back to there, but it's had a reaction. You can see it just going back to the white underneath here. I have to say, it would also look absolutely fantastic in white with the blue mohair interior, or even maybe upgrade to blue leather. But we'll see. I'm a good while away to get to that point. Another good points of the car is that it's, oh yeah, talking about paint, here you can see it's repainted gold once. So basically they sprayed gold straight over the white and then the ochre yellow. Over the time this has reacted and started cracking, so that's why you have this flaking going on. But this is all solid, and I think that metal does not need to be replaced. It's to be sanded down and treated, painted up again. Good thing is that all this is super solid, except for a couple of spots. We have a little hole here that'll need to be cut out, fixed. But if we go on the inside here, this is all remarkably good for one of these. I've seen these where they're just everything in here has just been missing and gone. But this stuff is just the paint basically flaking, coming off with a bit of surface rust on the underside. Underneath, solid in the corners down here, and that's definitely going to save me a lot of time and effort. Even the radiator grille doesn't look too bad. You have the original mesh here, the one little hole. And that's all good signs, because actually this is all mangled, gone, whatever. And, front valence is actually not too bad. We might be able to straighten this off, save it. Let's see if this is, there's actually no serious rust in there. You can see that's where the bumper goes. And this side, a bit more rough. We'll see. I'm going to get all the metal off. You can see definitely it needs work here, but I don't know how far down we need to go. It's metal on the inside. All these light boxes. The original undercoating's peeling off, but to be honest, that still feels fairly solid. So there's only one way to find out, and that's taking everything apart. There's that little hole we talked about, which we got here. So a little bit of patching here and there, but I don't think I have to do any serious surgery on the front nose. You can even see here that this is all good around here, and these have a tendency to disappear. If I put I can actually put my finger on the back side here, and I can feel the metal, and it's nice and solid, and goes, it's just metal thickness, so there's no filler. Let's see on this side, yeah, same thing again. So that might save us a lot of hassle. Now this door probably needs a bit more surgery than the left-hand door. If I found there's no point getting a donor door. I think we can salvage this. The door fit is actually pretty good. It's just a question of replacing all of this metal around the door. That is completely shot. Again, we open the door, it opens nicely, so all the hinges are good, solid. I think this one, this one definitely needs to be, I think the best thing to do here is take the door off and have that as a separate project in itself. Probably a new sheet of metal on the underside. This is all solid again, so that's good. We got something to work on. But yeah, the skin and maybe the frame around the skin will have to be replaced on this one. You can also see that there's a bit of rust here, so I think this entire skin on this door will be replaced, remade. We'll be getting that kink in again if I get a good body. I have no experience in bodywork whatsoever, so I don't think I'm going to go into that. By the time I bought all the machines and started doing it, I can be in the workshop fixing watches and have someone else do it. These are cool. Here's got your brake venters. They just don't even really, well, they look like brake venters, but they're not. I think these are for the ventilation inside actually. So yeah, they look cool, but not very functional. So we're solid down to here. This, there you go, goes over to here. It's probably, doesn't feel too bad here actually. Right here is where the water's gotten stuck and rusted out, so we need to, again, oh, you got the sand in there, so it's been down by the beach at some point. I did find some cool stuff. I'll show you that, what I found in the car so far. It's not too bad. It's overall, it's I've seen these in much worse condition. Got a bit of rust under here again. It has this original little it's this aluminium trim that presses on the bottom here, and those are always gone, so it's never had any major work done to it before, which is always nice that I'm not going to repair other people's mistakes. But yeah, my take on this is that the oh yeah, here you can see the rust coming through. So the sills will have to come off and then repair the damage inwards as we go, and see how much there will be. And of course, a new exhaust is most welcome, because this one actually looks fairly solid, but it's going to be rust in that as well. But most of the underside of the car, as you can see, has the original factory under seal on it. So yeah, again, I'll have to scrape all this off, see how bad it is. This is thick metal, that's good. Looks terrible, but a lot of this stuff is, okay, there's your original under sealant. It's been trapping moisture, but again, fairly solid on this side. Get a grinding machine to it and see what it is, but this isn't too bad. This is shot, this is bad. There's no getting around that, but we'll have to move upwards and see how bad it is. But yeah, in general, if you go underneath the floors here, that is all factory under sealant and actually on there still. I might I'll probably replace all the rubber mountings, like the gearbox mountings and stuff like that, but and I might wax oil the rest after cleaning off any rust and loose stuff like this. Yeah, here you can actually see fresh steel coming out underneath. That's what I like to see. Let's loosen this stuff up. It's oddly satisfying, I think. Yeah, you can see the fresh steel. So this is the surface rust on this. That's good, because that's yeah, you don't want to start there nice and dented. I don't know what they've been doing. I think that was a part of the that I do know that the engineers working on this in the Kia factory, they hammered the floor out in order to make it a little bit wider to fit the gear body. So yeah, not very refined way of doing things, but that's I don't think they planned on anyone to take too close a look in the future. But yeah, needs a new sill going underneath. So we'll take all of this off, see what we can do. I'm happy I got the original trims going along here. You got these little spring loaded entrance for the jack points. All this has to be replaced, cut out. Door has to come off and be restored. You can see how it's been swelling on this side. Oh, listen to that. Yeah. But yeah, that will be taken apart, and we'll get closer to that when we work on it. I do figure a new set of tyres will probably be in the books as well. This one probably got a couple more years in them as storage tyres, and that's it. But of course, before we drive or do anything, we're going to get a fresh set of tyres. The car rolls, handbrakes works, and that's a good start. So, yeah. And the same story on the rear fenders and the low valence on the back, and definitely all that needs to be replaced. Yeah, but besides that, besides the 1,000 hours of bodywork, it's pretty good. So let's have a look in the trunk. I've just sprayed this with some, because it was standing over at Nick's before and I didn't want the damp to do any more damage. I just sprayed it with a bit of wax oil. It doesn't do much, but yeah, compared to having metal out in the open. But yeah, this good thing is that the lip around the trunk looks fairly good. There's surface rust everywhere, but that's, again, we're going to machine polish that off and see how it looks. The lip and everything's solid around here, which is good because this is all tricky stuff to have repaired. Again, there's a thick layer of filler on the back here, so we'll see how this comes out when we get all the paint and off. You can see how it's bubbling up a bit here and there. I have heard rumors that these cars had quite a lot of filler from the factory, so we'll see if we can improve that. And again, probably all this stuff has to come off. Be nice to have that replated. I'm going to do a mix. I don't know how far I'm going to go with the car. I do have a new set of bumpers for it that's going to be made up in stainless steel, as the original steel ones were pretty knackered. Yeah, we'll see. It's a long time project. The good thing is I do have a new grille for it as well. I have all the hubcaps. It's complete. We got all the glass. It's really good condition, so try not to smash into that as we take it out. The dashboard is complete. Fantastic dashboard on this as well. You got your petrol gauge, oil, speedometer, clock, tack, and oil pressure, and water temp. So very nice set of gauges on this. Very nice Nardi steering wheel, original. Fortunately, the wood is split on it again from a point of about 4 storage, but I do actually have another steering wheel that I picked up for a reasonable price, I figured, and that has all the wood intact. So I'm gonna have this restored, and then I have a spare one if needed. We are protected in the car. So it's Italian origins, so we have a saint in here to help us. Again, you can see the floor. It's that's really what made me decide to continue with this car, is the general condition of the floor on the rear. Everything like that is good, and the completeness of it. The headliner, I don't know, by the time we get putting the interior in here, that headliner is probably going to look pretty poopy, and also has to come out, so we'll take it from there. You have your day, night settings, little light fitting in the back. And Felix is pretty bored by this stage, so he's walking back and inspecting other things. Fair enough. We have a little vent windows, beautiful chrome or stainless steel on the inside here. Got our original fabric here, as we talked about. I have been tempted to just pull off all the covers which are on here now, just to so I have more of an original car to look at. Yeah, you got your surface rust on the inside of the panels, so when I do this car, all that will be treated. Yeah, I don't know, that's the original color there. It's a very cool car. I'm very excited to get it restored, hopefully. Get pretty much, I think at this point we might as well take most of it apart. Didn't want to do a full rotisserie restoration, but yeah, we'll see as we go along, see how things develop. It might be easier to do that compared to just do half of it. And because once you paint it, you're going to look at the interior, and once you've got the interior done, you're going to look at the bright work, and then of course the body work and all that. One thing leads to the other, but overall it's a fairly complete project, and I've always wanted to do a full project, and I think this car is worth doing it on. It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. This is a couple of things I found in the glove box. We have a new set of Champion spark plugs of a good vintage, so I think these will be absolutely fine. I'll pop them in the car. We're going to go ahead and have a go at starting it. We have our ashtray infill, which will need to be blasted and retreated. Rivets for, I don't know, riveting the rusty bits together. We have a little lever for something. I can't remember what that is. This is the lower part of your steering wheel lock. The other part's inside. Something, blinker, wire wound, crumple, probably a blinker relay, I think, or a dimmer, I don't know, I can't tell. We found a seashell behind the back seat, which was very nice. We found a new penny in pretty much uncirculated condition, 1971. And we found some green shield stamps in the glove box. We found 5 liras from 1954, so that's from its when it was in Italy. This is the window winder, which is looks like it's been on the bottom of the ocean, unfortunately. This is for a little vent window. You turn that around to open and close it. Yeah, so we have 3 out of 6 spark plugs. 4. There's another one. I did take that one out. So I need to find another couple of spark plugs, or maybe just get a brand new set. I'm very lucky. I have a couple of new oil filters ready to go in the car. You know, that's always convenient. As if these ones, they will do. I think this will really do the engine world of good to replace these. Especially the one that is disintegrating here, because that won't leave any residue in the engine. We have a bunch of original Fiat screws here, which I do intend to have them all cleaned up and reuse as many of those as possible. I do believe Mark, shout out to Mark's classic car restoration. I'll put a link to his channel here. I am hoping for some sympathy advice from him in the future, but he's put an emphasis on that Fiat made their own bolts, and I do believe that would be cool to put back in the car. We've got a spring load. That's part. I think that's part of the chair inside. The seats. It's one of the covers for the rear lights. I'm missing one, so if you have one, let me know. This is the battery box. The battery comes in here. Got these louvers in the underside, I don't know, for battery ventilation. Fortunately, the battery acid has had a go at eating a bit of the back, and we do have our mandatory rust in the bottom here, so we'd probably, yeah, we need to sort one thing as it goes. The underside, actually the floor, the spare tire has a spare tire in it. There's a well underneath. I might as well dig everything out. We can have a quick look. But again, very nice and solid around here, which is good. Both of the wheel arches. Of course, down here we got the factory holes, which lighten the chassis, of course. But on the inside here, that's good. This is good. That's yeah, I'd say the top half of the car. So 6 inches down on the bodywork is terrible, but up it's good, and the actual chassis itself is good. And like, if you look in the wheel wear, it's just like it just corroded to here and outwards. and inwards is good. So everything made by Ghia is rubbish, and what was made by Fiat is reasonably solid. Go figure. I'm also missing the little crown for the Ghia logo here. I don't know, do I have it on the other side? Yeah, I'm missing it here as well. So if you've got a little Ghia crown, let me know. I'll be interested in that. I do have the beautiful Ghia enamel logo. So again, yeah, little details like that. See if we can put this into focus. There we go. Very nice. And for example, just getting these trims. This is the early series car. You had the later ones had more chrome on it. And you can see on the side and the back we've had a knock. Yeah, somebody's done, I don't know how they've come in, but there's a knock here. Again, would it be easier to, I'm sure we can straighten that out. I don't know how bad that accident was in the past. I think somebody scraped it. Yeah, plenty of fun, plenty of bodywork fun. So what I really need is somebody that's competent at bodywork and doesn't realize how much he should get paid and is willing to work almost for free. That would be great. So camera's back in focus, good. Yeah, front wheel arches, pretty good. Again, you've got the flaking. I just need to get grinding on this car, get all the paintwork off, and we can see what's left and what the body guys need to do. Very cool. Blinkers, great design. Plastic survived, really good lens on that. Yeah, here might need a little bit of a, there we go, focus is a bit on and out, sorry. We need to probably put a little strip of metal in there. And maybe something around here. So looking in the engine bay, we can see the bonnet itself is in very good condition. This is all solid going around, which makes my life much easier. Even on the bottom, there's a bit of surface rust here and there. Again, all this will be stripped down to bare metal and resprayed. And the engine's surprisingly complete. So what happened is I bought this car, it had no carburetors or air filter, but at least it's had a bonnet over it. And I think it's been mostly inside, so I'm not too worried about the cylinders. It's one of the first cars with an electric fan, so that spins around. I haven't gotten down to, I do believe the engine does turn over on this, so that's a good start. I do have the new car 238 Weber carburetors that come out on the side here. I got an original air filter, so that's nice. I just need to connect it up to the brackets. Very nice setup. We have all these rubbers. There's your where your oil filter goes in. So probably a good idea to change the oil on this car before you fit the carburetors. I've got the fuel pump down there. Coil. I do believe that's probably original leads on this car. So again, would not hurt to replace that. I'm not sure yet. I think maybe the most intelligent thing to do would be to just pull the engine, take it out and open it up, check the seals, check the piston rings, make sure they got tension, see if there's any wear, replace any sleeves, bearings, etc. And just, it might need a complete rebuild. I doubt it. I think it's a fairly low mileage car, but maybe we can save the cylinders, but just put new piston rings and bearings, etc. But we might as well pull the engine and do that right. You can actually see that the exhaust manifold here is pretty good. It's not too bad. here we got the, I guess is your brake fluid reservoir. Should get some close on that. Have a look. Oh yeah, I think it's due for some new brake fluid in there. Smells of death and corrosion. Good. Yeah, lovely. Got the original horns here. So if I get the engine out, I can clean this out, touch up what needs to be touched up, and try and clean it and keep as much as I can original. I do love these heads for the World Champion plug heads here. Radiator probably needs to be recored, but it's I do believe that's the original one from the factory, so we'll see what we can do there. Yeah, I've been very tempted just to get the car wired up again and rebuild the carbs, flush the engine and see if I can get it started, but I do think the correct course of action would be to take it out and properly inspect the bearings and stuff before I do anything. And then when we put it back in, I'll know everything will be fine and I won't damage anything. If you disagree, please leave a comment. I can take it from there. That's the original window screen fluid bag. And yeah, so overall, very original car, except for the paint and the interior cover. I think this is it's difficult to find projects like these that haven't been restored twice in the past. I think that's going to help get this together. I need a couple of trim pieces I'm missing is the light trims that go around. So if you have a couple of those lying around, please contact me. Any parts, advice, everything, much welcome. This is I'm way over my head in this project. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. What color would you go for? Exterior, interior, how would you restore it? Lastly, I've been very tempted as well just to, you know, do the brakes, do the engine, just run it a bit as it is, as a rat rod. You don't see any exotic Italian GT sports coupe rat rods so much these days, and it would be fun to go a couple of shows like that, but is there any point to do that and then have to do a lot of work again later when you fully restore it? I don't know. Leave a comment, let me know. Till next time, have a good one. Rust. So Felix,
Yeah.
what's your take on this project?
I love the car. I think it's a huge potential, and yeah, I can really see this one.
Would you restore it or drive it as is?
I would rather restore it, but I mean, it's quite a project, so we will see. Maybe in the future here somewhere.
Felix is not a car guy really. He's just a happy chap that likes to come along. Can you give me do you think, but as not a car guy,
Yeah.
in your opinion, do you think these tires have a lot of life in them left?
No.
A couple more winters, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
What do you think? Just put the rivets, one rivet in there, one rivet in there. You know, that looks already much better. I've got to re-rivet this so get some glue on that. So rivet, and fiberglass. Oh, am I filming this? Oh, damn.